So what now usability in the practice of software development, despite the fact that we have seen, evaluating software system for usability, that design, employing usability methods is beneficial, economical beneficial, because this is the main interest of companies in terms of increased sale, increased user productivity, reducing training cost, the decreased needs for user support. There are studies that discuss this. The situation is that software development organizations have so far limited or no usability engineering activities. To better address this, we have carried out a survey in Denmark and in Italy. The first survey study was conducted in Denmark in 2007. The study consisted in developing a questionnaire. The aim of the questionnaire was to determine whether software development organizations were evaluating the usability of their software, and to identify key obstacles that prevent organizations to take usability into account in their software development practices. The survey had 39 respondents they were software development organizations located in a specific region in northern Denmark. The study has been illustrated in this paper in the proceedings of the Nordic Eye Conference of 2008. The study was carried by a colleague, Jan Stage, and collaborators, and when I discussed this study with Jan Stage, I told him that I had in mind to do the same analysis in Italy, and we agreed on doing the same by using the same questionnaire. And the region we considered is the region where Bari is located, which is the Apulia region. So the method we use, we of course used the same questionnaire of the study used in Denmark. Our study is called ITA for Italian study. The same questionnaire. So, of course, since it was addressing local organization in Denmark, the study was in Danish, and we wanted to have in Italian. So, the authors translated it in English. We translated in Italian, but then we asked a Danish native speaker who has lived and worked in Italy for 20 years to check the Italian version with the Danish questionnaire, because we want to make sure that we were posing the same question. The questionnaire used both open and closed question to acquire information about the organization. First of all, their understanding of the term usability evaluation, and then information about organization use, experience, and opinion about usability evaluation. The organization we considered were similar to the one used in Denmark. So we consider organization that develop software with a graphical user interface. They develop for customers or for internal use. They are located in the Apulia region, and they employ more than a single person. And we got 36 respondents. So I will now refer about the results that we found. First of all, we in the analysis, we also applied the same methodology of the study in Denmark. It was done by 3 researchers who had no knowledge of the findings of the study in Denmark, because we didn't want them to be biased by anything. We did a quantitative analysis of the closed questions, and for the open question, we used a grounded theory approach. So the researchers individually analyzed the data from each of the open, of the answer to the open question, and put code on the sentences. The code for each sentence was discussed among the three researchers, and a single code was agreed upon. Then, back working again individually, they assigned codes to the categories, and then the assignment of codes to categories was agreed in a joint session. So the output was a list of categories and codes to get a condensed overview of the results we got from the questionnaire. The first question was about understanding of usability evaluation. So the question was, describe what you understand by the concept of usability evaluation. The 36 answers we got were coded in 5 categories. And those are the 5 categories. So 13 respondents provided actually a good definition of evaluation of usability. As I said, for instance, this is one reply, a set of measures obtained from activities performed to evaluate effectiveness, efficiency, ease of use, etc., of the products that the company produces and or uses. 13, we were a good answer for 13. 5 respondents said limited their understanding of usability evaluation to just field tests, so showing that they don't know of the variety of methods developed who do not involve users. So what this was an answer. Usability evaluation is a field test which involves end users who are the target of the system, as well as the customer. Several of them, instead of giving their meaning of usability evaluation, provided some usability definition. One actually confused usability with accessibility, which is we know is a different concept, and to say do not know. Then the other important part of the question was about the deployment of usability evaluation. Before posing this question, we provided 2 definitions of usability to avoid the misinterpretation that would compromise the possibility to compare the answer of the following questions, because as we saw before, they gave different meaning for usability evaluation. So we gave the following 2 definitions. So we said, by considering that these are 2 definitions of usability evaluation, like one is the analysis of the user interface, to identify interaction problems, 2 methods, and performed by usability experts with the possible involvement of users chosen from the system target group. This was a definition. The other was the use of methods to check if the system is easy to learn, easy to remember, effective to use. So we provide these 2 definitions, and based on these 2 definitions, we asked if they perform usability evaluation. So 26 responded, said, we got 26 responded, said they perform usability evaluation, and 10 said we do not do evaluation. And some do internal evaluation, some do external evaluation, means they hire somebody, consultant, to make evaluation, and some say that they do both. So we asked the problems they found in using in usability evaluations, and these are the answer we got. So some said that there are not they are not happy with the methods that they may use. So this said this was one of the reply. Many point on resource demands. So there is a conflict between time required by evaluation and the need of resource optimization that the organization has. So there is still this perception that is too resource demanding to use usability engineering methods. And some consider indicated the difficulties in getting users, and some we categorize the answer as developer mindset that emphasize the fact that some software developers do not have a real do not still care too much about usability, and they put emphasis more on other software qualities. And some say there are no problems or they do not know. About the advantages, we had 26 respondents, but some of them, indicated more than one advantage. So we had a total of 33 classified in 6 categories. User satisfaction was one. I have been required to go fast. So quality improvement is one that is felt as advantages. Then competitiveness. Some mentioned there are there is a resource saving because they correctly said the risk to allocate resources for developing products that will have problem in their use is reduced. One said not advantage or not no. I have to be quick on this, but we had 10 respondents that say that their company does not perform usability evaluation. And again, what are the motivations? They are resource demand is one, and then the developer mindset, so lack of adequate cultures among software developers. And you see this answer here really says that some of them really do confuse what actually usability evaluation is. Other results, other question to this organization do not perform. It's this really don't say, are not sure whether to introduce, whether they will in the future introduce usability evaluation. They said it depends very much on the management. So, I have my 2 slides. Comparing the 2 studies, the results are consistent. There are about 30% of the respondents that say, do not yet conduct any form of usability activities. So we want to further investigate, but then of all those who said that they do, we actually, from the answer we got, we decided that we have to be better investigate how carefully usability evaluation is performed. Advantages and obstacles in the 2 studies were similar. We noticed a difference in the Italian study, which was conducted in 2010, so 3 years later. It seems that the concept of usability is better understood. So let's hope for the future. It seems that software developers are becoming more aware of what usability is and of the importance of usability evaluation. So here is my conclusion. Most organizations are aware that they would improve their products by using usability engineering method, but the obstacles are far greater than the expected advantages. And here, some consideration that I mainly do with academic people. I think that usability researchers and practitioners together have to devote more attention on how to transfer all the huge research we have done in academia to transfer it, to let it work in and transform into practical value for industry. And this means we have to work closely with the organization, do some more qualitative studies to get a more in-depth understanding of the problems in carrying out usability and engineering methods as they are perceived by the individual organization. And then we, as academic people, researchers, we have to, we usually, put much more care in writing scientific articles, but we have to translate our article, which formally describe evaluation methods, into something that makes sense for companies, that is ready to be applied, that industry can appreciate and use better. And I thank you very much for your attention.